All right. You know what it is. We starting up the unique Mecca Audio Prison Talk, the first one for 2021. You know what I mean? I got my man K-Bong, Donnie Rivers down there. I got Naquasia. Correct me if I'm saying your name wrong, because I don't want you jumping on me. Naquasia. All right, Naquasia Pollard. And the real Taco Montana all the way from DC, my man Hasi Haas and his beautiful daughter Destiny. You know what I mean? We in the house, we get ready to begin. You know what I mean? This is where it's at, man. You know, we just chilling because, you know, it's been a long year. 2021 one just begun, 2020 over. So it's what we're going to do this year that's going to make next year coming in even more fruitful. You know what I mean? But it have to start with self. We have to want to make it happen in order for it to happen. You know what I mean? If we don't have that faith in ourselves, we can't expect to have anything happen. Everything starts with faith. You know what I mean? Faith. You must have faith. You understand? So that's what the word of the day. We got the grown folks talk on Friday, and we got the brunch for unique on Sunday at 11 o'clock. Friday it's at 9 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock in the morning. Just so you know, keep the faith, keep everything moving. We ain't gonna have no crap in here today. We ain't gonna have nothing. Naquasia, you know what I mean? So we don't need nothing. All right. So I'm gonna bring you up after I bring up my man Taco Montana real quick. You know, Taco, what's up, baby? Introduce yourself. Take your mute off, baby. Your mic. Your mic is on. Your mute is on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
What's up? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Introduce yourself, big homie.
Yeah, this the real Taco Montana from DC, Northeast. Stand up.
All right. You already know. Tell them a little something about who you are, son. I mean, let them know who you ran with, you know.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying I did my little thing back in the day. You know, I'm from DC in the Northeast area. You know what I'm saying? I had my little crew. I ran a couple projects. You know what I'm saying? I retired from the game at 24. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, only did like 8 months in jail, but you know what I'm saying? Most of my time, you know, I've been chilling for the last 30-something years. So I retired from the game. I ain't go to prison and spend a lot of time.
That's a blessing. You look good too, family.
I appreciate that, man. You do too, man. That's why I like your message, man. That's why I'm attached to you. I follow a good nigga, man.
All right. You know, that's how we gonna do, man. We here. And, you know, that's Taco Montana, DC's finest, man. I'm going to bring up, you know, one of New York's finest, because I'm bringing two good men together. This is a good man I'm getting ready to put up. Wait till you hear his story and how he connected to me. Big, you know, K-Bong, Donnie Rivers. Tell them who you are, family.
Peace and blessings, y'all. I'm Donnie K-Bong Rivers, founder of a nonprofit organization called I Am My Community up in the Bronx. You know, I also made the record Rap's New Generation, Get On Up. You know what I'm saying? Invented the New Jack Swing. So, you know, I'm here, born and raised in the Bronx, you know. Used to hang out in D.C., live in D.C. too at one time. You know, and it's a blessing to be on here with the big brother.
That's family, man. That's family, Taco. You know what I mean?
Yes, what's up?
Hey, Donnie, that's family, son. Yo, now this is what my man K-Bone did, right? When I was locked up, he took the bus all the way from New York down to D.C. to hand out flyers to at the Obama rally, you know what I mean? To try and get me my clemency. You understand what I'm saying? He took the bus from the Bronx all the way down to D.C. to hand out flyers. You know what I mean? To free unique. You understand?
Yeah. Hey, yo, look, I broke night out there, but like 3 nights in a row, man. I broke night, man. Walking all up and down 14th Street, walking all around. I know everybody out there was like, man, who keep putting these flyers on our car, man? But, you know, police out there making sure that you not putting the flyer on the car. But I'm walking everywhere. I got my tape. I'm sticking these joints up everywhere, man. I'm going up in the smoke shop. Yo, bro, I can put this up. Go ahead. But the only thing about that, man, when I was leaving that night, you know, my cousin lived up in Southeast. So I was catching the last bus. And man, I got to ride through Chopper City. I'm like, man, well, I got, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the bus riding through Chopper City. Man, boy, you think my brother, man. But, you know, I got to, man, this ain't the ride right here. Bus riding through Chopper City? Oh, hell no. But yeah, you know, anything for the brother, man. You know, it's a blessing, man. And like he said, man, the word is faith. You know what I'm saying? That just put you right there, man. You know, faith was a good thing. And when him speaking to us from inside and we out here, his faith was keeping our faith. You know what I'm saying? We expected him to be down at some time. Because, you know, sometimes when bad news came, we was down. The guards was he had faith, man. Like, you know, his faith was strong to pull us up at times, man. And, you know, a lot of times he'd be congratulating us, and we like, man, we congratulate you. You keeping us strong. Even though you in there, you know what I'm saying? You know, the brother was, you drove that ship, man. You was the captain of the ship, man. And you know, I'd like to congratulate you, man, for being home and doing the things that you're doing. And also at the, you know, the rate of time that you're doing it. Because at the first paperwork that we put in, they said that the brother was a minister of society. He was gonna come on the street and tear the town down. You know, like you had to think again. They was talking like he was bad Leroy Brown. They like he's bad Leroy Brown. The brother came home. You know, he only been home for months. Look at all the accomplishments the brother doing, man. Book out. You know what I'm saying? YouTube page. I'm calling him, asking him for advice on things. I ain't go nowhere. I've been right here, but you know, it just show you, man, the motivation and the faith that the brother got. And I'm glad that I'm here. Peace and blessings.
We're good to have you here. We're gonna pick up this conversation. I want to bring these women in. You know what I mean? So I don't get jumped on. I'll bring these women in, and then the big brother Hassan, and we're gonna get back on that topic there because I just heard something that I like to share. All right, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Asia Pollard. I'm the executive director of a nonprofit organization, Pure Legacy, which is a nonprofit organization that help young women build their faith back in themselves, to start from scratch, to break them down, to build them up, and to rely on their faith and rely on the holistic approach of addressing their traumatic experiences. So thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Unique. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let's bring Sister Destiny up here. Introduce yourself, sis.
Hi everyone, I'm Destiny. I'm from DC as well. I really don't know what to say. I'm glad to be here, just to be a part of the conversation and just gaining some more insight to how to move through my life. I recently turned 30, so just being able to look up to look up for wisdom. So that's really what I'm here for.
Okay. Let's bring big brother Hassan in. Let's bring the big godfather in. What's up, family?
Hey, good evening, everyone. You know, it's Hassan Higgins from Harlem. You know, founder of Bazaar Network, and I'm just here, to do what I do. You know, to bring light to the people, and and support my brother Big Unique, and and I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful my daughter's here today. And I'm proud of her and her accomplishments, and I myself used to live in the D.C. area once upon a time in America. And I'm glad to also be here with everyone tonight so we could share some peace and blessings, some love, and exercise that faith and show people how faith is being exercised, how we exercise faith. And that's what we're here for tonight. All right.
Okay. Now, Brother K Bong, when he was speaking as far as about, how he held it down and what he done. I want everybody to understand. I want everybody here to hear this as well, the panel, the people listening. When we make our choices in life, we don't do them for anyone to hold us down or do whatever, so no one owes us nothing. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that when we down, the people that, that holds us in their heart, you understand what I'm saying? They pick us up and then they step up, like Brother K Bond did. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I always thank them. I let them know I appreciate them because, like I said, win or lose, you know what I mean? Just the struggle of seeing who's for real and who's not. You understand what I'm saying? And out of all the people that I've done for is what meant more to me than anything. And like he said, that I used to call home and congratulate them. You understand? That's because I was living my life through them. I helped a lot of people get on. You know what I mean? That's very, 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 very successful today. You understand what I'm saying? And it felt good to sit back and watch them on TV taking off with their career, even though mine was buried alive. You understand what I'm saying? With life plus 20, because I'm not a selfish brother. You know what I mean? Because if I can see my brother out there living life, having fun, man, alhamdulillah, my heart is warm. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. You know, and that's what it was really about, man. But Taco, do you have any instances of how you held someone down or how someone held you down in a situation when you needed them, when you didn't expect them? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Quite a few times. You know what I'm saying? I held quite a few brothers down. I had like 100 people on my team. So, I've helped some of them through their little prison travels, where I've accommodated them, with canteen, lawyers' money, bonds and things of that nature. And, I have some people now since I'm over in the Southeast area, like you said, over in Chopper City, so they got a new love for me. So, they hold me down, you know what I'm saying? While I'm over on the Southeast side. So, I respect them, they give me a different feeling than what I was feeling in the Northeast. And
Mm,
then, like what you said, on the topic of that faith, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, I'm attached to you because I'm trying to bring and bridge that DC and New York thing, as well as just people all over the place, for our people to come together so we can kill all our little issues and, so we can make some money.
mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There you go. Um,
Amen.
the,
Amen.
the question, is there an incident where you held someone down?
Honestly, what's so ironic, well, not ironic, but I did 15 years of incarceration at the age of 19 and I was pregnant. So I had people that held me down
Okay. All right.
that I was grateful for, that Allah blessed me and that He was able to bless in my life, to center me and help me with my transition upon my release. But I had to have faith in order to do that, time and be productive. While I was incarcerated, I obtained 2 degrees. I have my bachelor's degree in sociology. I have a minor in psychology. I came home and I only been home 3 years and I'm still on parole and I got my own nonprofit organization that I built from scratch
Amen.
just from a vision that I had.
Amen.
Salute.
So I
Amen.
always,
God bless you.
I always, when I was inside, I was planning, but Allah is the best planners. Everybody know that. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
So, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is always going to be there. And that's my 360. That's what my 120 degrees is made of to get that 160. So I'm always going to pay it forward. It's always going to come full circle.
Mhm. And there you go. That's a beautiful way to put it. Because I just want to make it clear, man, that nobody owes us nothing. Because what we do is
None.
supposed to come from the heart. What they give back comes from their heart. If you ain't shit in their heart, ain't shit coming back to you. And now you know who's who. And then it's up to you if you want to keep looking out for that person or not. You know what I mean? So, it's where you at. You know what I mean? Destiny, unmute your mic so we can hear what you got to say as far as someone that held you down or you held someone down and how you feel about that. Then I definitely want to hear my big brother house talk.
Oh well, I hold people down for a living.
How is that?
I I'm a case manager for homeless youth, and pretty much I've
Mm.
been doing that for 8 years, and I've worked with just runaways to survivors of human trafficking to just people that just want to
Mm-hmm.
find a better way of life. So, just having the background in that career is just been like my foundation, and it's made me appreciate my life more and the things that I do for others, and in doing that work, I see how God holds me down, and my village, they hold me down as well. It's just like as I continue to give, I see that God is giving back to me. So I'm thankful for what I do, and thankful for the grace to be able to handle it. And it gets rough at times, but especially when you find that you want something more for a person than they actually want for themselves, but
Mm-hmm.
just asking for the patience to navigate through that and pivot through that the best way that you can. So it's a journey. So I just keep on.
Okay. I want to ask the question. Go ahead, Bong. Now, again, if you got something to say, take the mic off. Let's hear it, baby boy.
No. I was just giving her props. That's all.
Okay, universal peace. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the question I want to ask
Thank
you:
you. Thank you.
how was your transition back in after 15 years?
My transition was very difficult. It was bittersweet. Let me say that. I was blessed to come home I came home on a Thursday, and Allah blessed me with a job that Tuesday. I was able, and from there I just hit the ground running. It was hard for me, like as far as technology wise, getting adjusted to that, asking my daughter, my mother, and at times it was overwhelming when I was looking at I was, working very hard and seeing that I was looking at my check like, damn, like, all this hard work, and when you are natural born hustler, you tend to be like, like you don't want to do nothing wrong because you don't want to go back to prison, but you struggling, in this unknown space of you going into society, a different person, a different mind frame. It can play tricks on you. The devil's a lie. So, it was times that I thought about doing things that I wasn't supposed to do, but I didn't. I was like, I know Allah got me. I know He's gonna see me through the storm. He has to. And that I had to rely on my faith, and that's what my transition was as well. I go back to the drawing board, and which is God. That's my faith. That's my way of life.
See, and that's how it was with me too. I'm not even gonna lie, because like many nights, I'm talking about, I did 26, right? You can't fathom what it's like after, let's say, 15 years. 15 years, at my 15-year point is where the depression kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That was the test of my faith for real at that 15 years. You know what I mean? Because the first 5 years, you feel like, man, I'm getting ready to beat this. I'm going to have fun. You get to visit everybody there. You know what I mean? When a decade slide in, you know what I mean? Many slide off. There's a few still there. You understand what I'm saying? But, then after that 10 years, then everybody started asking, damn, nigga, when you coming home? You know what I mean? Because they feeling a decade. To me, a decade felt like 10 days. You know what I mean? Because I just did the same thing for that whole decade. We just kept fighting. That's all I knew. You know what I mean? So every day was just like one long day that just never ended. But around that 15-year mark, that's when that depression came in, when it's like, damn, am I ever going home? Well, now
me and my friend, and she did 13 years, and she had severe ovarian cancer. She had all those ailments while we was in prison. Like, I remember one time me washing her hair, her locks, and her locks was in my hand. So me and her was chopping it up. We was on the moving line, going to program.
You mean
her hair was full of, yes, from she had cancer.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Right. So I remember we walking down on a movement line, and I'm like, yo, when is rehabilitation supposed to, like, when are you supposed to implement it? When are they gonna let you loose? Like, how much of rehabilitation can you absorb before you become institutionalized? What does institutionalized mentally look like? From when we outside, we deal with trauma, we deal with our anger in negative ways and deviant ways, and then we land ourselves and we make judgments, decisions, and we land in prison. But how is that? A person can only rehabilitate if they want to rehabilitate, and this is state of mind,
Mm-hmm.
it's a state of being. It's something that can't be forced, and it can't. You think it put you? I was in the box for 120 days. So, like, what does that mean? That didn't mean I was going to come out and do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't mean that.
Exactly.
That meant that I don't want this for my life. I don't want to be. I'm not a caged animal. I didn't want that.
Exactly. I went to school for criminal justice. I have my bachelor's in criminal justice, and I interviewed a lot of people and realized that they needed help, like rehabilitation, like life after prison. So like I always want, like, so that's why I flipped my career to helping people versus locking them up, like helping them with services, helping them get the things that they want to do, helping them achieve the goals that they wanted to achieve, because it's just really there was never nobody really there to cultivate that or to culture that into their lives. So just being that person, to be that one positive influence, that one person to say, yes, you can do it, yes, you can make it. Like, I just feel like there's like life after prison. So it's just like I wanted to focus on that and help in that area.
You know, you
So I'm
also,
glad
and
that
you know,
you
and
all of
you.
those. I'm glad that you spoke all of those things, because it just confirms why I started like my career in the path that I'm on. Is that, I just don't think that prison is the place to, I guess, learn from or suffer from your consequences. I just feel like, time heals everything. Time and life and karma and how things, go. I just don't feel like that's the ultimate route to rechanging
Right.
how people think. So I just really think that it's even more traumatizing, even more disconnect, even more, like you just said, like your re-entry was hard. Like,
Hmm.
I
Okay.
get it.
Okay, Bong, go ahead, big brother. I'm gonna answer in a minute. Said, give me a second. Let the brothers answer on the panel. I see your question, big brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just co-signing with Naquasia said that and you can't force nothing on nobody. When somebody want to stop, they're gonna stop on their own. And like I got my program, I My Community, and the reason why I named it I My Community, so I can deal with everything in the community. I can't do it myself, but I can network myself and put myself in enough positions where if I can't do it, I can send somebody to such and such that I done built a relationship with, that I know that they can help you with that. You know what I'm saying? But I focus on mental health awareness and parenthood classes and and anti-gang violence. But you can't really, and a lot of times I'll speak to people and they may be somebody that's on heroin. And I'll speak to them all the time and I'll tell them all the things that, I'll tell them about how you could get a job, how you was before you got on heroin. You could get a house. I'll tell them everything except for stop using heroin. And people ask me, they be like, yo, why you ain't never telling him to stop using heroin? Because a million people done told him to stop using heroin. I'm letting him know the things that he's missing out on. He's missing out on his family. His daughter just graduated. He's missing out when he had his car. I'm giving him the things that he could get back. Everybody done told him that he could, if he, stop using drugs. He know that. You know what I'm saying? He gotta want himself back, and he gotta want these things back. And a lot of times, a person will come back to you and be like, yo, man, you're the only person that didn't tell me to stop using drugs, man. But you actually listened to me and guided this. Yo, I'm working and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, because I didn't want to hear that. If you'd have told me to stop using drugs, I'd have walked out of your office as soon as you told me that. Because you put me in the same category with everybody else.
You right. And like you just said, the listening part, the listening is key. Like when you're trying to help somebody that's going through that type of situation, like you said, it's a million people that told them, like, you're a drug addict, you're alcoholic, you're this, you're that. Like, where's the person that's gonna say, like, you're powerful, you're strong, you can do all things. So, yeah, that's great.
All right, y'all. I want y'all to read this question and let's hear what y'all got to say about this question here. You don't want to
Do
be
you?
rehabilitated. Rehabilitated means to do or go back to what you're used to. Why do you think rehabilitation centers stay home? How do you feel about that, panelists?
I can emphasize on that. First of all, rehabilitation centers stay open.
Yeah.
Rehabilitation centers stay open because it's more about the money than the rehabilitation.
Mhm.
Because most of the people that's there is actually people that they was on using drugs at one point in their life, and even though they have experience from actual using, a lot of them don't have no type of school experience or things that they can actually teach you in different methods to get you off, other than telling you that this is what happened to me when I went. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are rehabilitation centers that just like when you go for your body and you be like, man, I've been going to therapy. This rehabilitation, I've been going here for 20 years. You've been going there for 20 years because all they're not really doing nothing. They just touching up the the method to keep coming. You know, that's the whole thing. They drawing you here, but what are you learning? Because if you was learning something and really getting rehabilitated and really getting the things that it was implementing and teaching you things you needed, you wouldn't be there for 10 years or 20 years. It'd be in and out like a revolving door. You'd be out, you know, in and here, I'm out. More about the money than the healing.
That's deep. That's deep.
That's
Okay.
deep. That's
So
deep.
we're gonna let Big Hassan loose because Hassan didn't get a chance to talk all day. I know my big brother got the jewels for us. Break it down, Hassan. Break this all down, son.
Well, I'm glad, I'm glad to be here. First of all, I'm amongst the panel. I want to appreciate the brother K Bong, for exercising with going out to DC and handing out pamphlets and doing what some people would say impossible. Because it's doing what's the impossible to actually get things done. The impossible actually turns into reality once you put it into effect. You know what I mean? And I'm just thankful. And just like the sister that came home with the nonprofit, she did the impossible and put into effect. And just like the brother at the top from DC, he also did the impossible. He stepped away from the game before he caught the pain. You follow what I'm saying? All these things are things that are possible. All these things are faith. You know what I mean? All these things, you know what I'm saying, belief. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is just that we got to understand the game. We got to understand the card game, all right? This is what it is, right? If y'all would explain that to anyone if y'all would say that in a clinical setting and told someone that y'all were going to do exactly what y'all have done, y'all will be diagnosed with bipolar 1. Because bipolar 1 is being diagnosed having dreams with grandeur. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of things that you couldn't possibly put in effect. You know what I mean? So that's one of the diagnoses for it. You know what I mean? In terms about the line of the criteria. You know what I'm saying? To be diagnosed with it. So you know what I'm saying? We also what happens is that we dealing with microeconomics and macroeconomics. So in terms about we talk about micro poverty and macro poverty. You follow what I'm saying? So when you deal with microeconomics, it's the individual. And we are all dealing with this problem on the individual level. You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with individuals and trying to help individuals that are broken. They're broken from an environment. They're broken from their environment. All right, but what created the environment? The macroeconomics. And the macroeconomics is the one that deals with on a large scale. You know what I'm saying? So on a large scale, poverty is being pushed in our communities. You know what I mean? So we are fighting it. We are fighting it on an individual level, but it's pushing our communities on a large scale. So we have to first understand that. So we have to first understand, go to the root of the situation. So why are we impoverished in the first place? We're impoverished in the first place because our bodies, our ignorance allows us to be fuel for the prisons. You know what I'm saying? It allows us to keep the corporations for the prisons moving. That's why I got core craft. What I do is I give you a poor education. I give you a poor education, so I know that, you know what I'm saying, eventually that you're going to succeed into prison. You're going to succeed into an institution. Why? Because I limit the opportunities around you. It doesn't matter whether you're in Southeast. It doesn't matter whether you're in South Philly. It doesn't matter whether you're in South Jamaica. It doesn't matter if you're in South Bronx. It doesn't matter wherever you at. It just all that matters that, you know what I'm saying, they make sure that you're impoverished. You know what I mean? They make sure that the opportunities in that community are lacking, of a minuscule scale. So this is what we have to do. We have to start creating opportunities in our community. But we've been conditioned to start giving our strength and our matter to give it to corporate America. All we want to do is get signed. Well, we have the money around us. We have the money around us if we will only cooperate with each other. But what happened was they've given us culture or we won't cooperate. They've given us a culture, this one versus that one. They're giving us a culture where we will argue with each other. So now what it is that now when we see our youth and we saying, why won't they cooperate? Well, the culture is. Look what the entertainers do in the meantime. You know what I mean? Look what the culture is in between time. Because the culture is argue. The culture is fight. This is what the culture is, what we see reality TV. So this has become our culture. So we have to push back. You know what I mean? We have to push back because the problem is that we don't know what's infecting us. The very thing that's infecting us is the very thing that's diverting us is the very thing that we're embracing because we don't understand what we're dealing with. When you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. When you believe in an economic system you don't understand, when you believe in an education system you don't understand, when you believe in a healthcare system you don't understand, when you believe in a judicial system you don't understand, these are the reasons why we suffer. We believe in a housing system you don't understand. Let me tell you the card game. Well, since everybody here understands the streets, right? How about the car game affordable housing? Now, you know what I'm saying? How affordable housing is this? How are you going to sell $20 bottles for $15? You see what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to make your money. You know what I'm saying? So affordable housing is the con game. What it is supplemented by the government. It's supplemented by the government. That short that they giving you is supplemented by the government. But for how long? You know what I'm saying? But for how long? What happens is that, you know what I'm saying? If we live in New York City, they have these things called Mitchell Lama apartments. They have these things called Mitchell Lama apartments in terms about some place like River Park Towers, places like Atlantic Towers in Brooklyn, places like certain in the areas, anything that's really not nature in our community. Anything that's not nice especially in New York City, anything that's not nice in our community, those are Mitchell Lama apartments, where they have 40-year leases. If you look back, they were made in the 1970s. They have 40-year leases that gave them concessions for developers to make buildings in these areas. But what they knew eventually that the housing market was going to rise. You know what I'm saying? So we already pre-planned our poverty. What happens is we dealing with poverty pimps. And that's what was going on with a lot of these programs. A lot of these programs poverty pimping. Because what happens is, as long as you broke, I got a customer. You understand what I'm saying? As long as you ain't fixed, I need you to come in. As long as you understand what I'm saying? So what happens is the mission is not to fix you. The mission is to make sure I string you along. But we don't got enough wisdom to understand what the program is. So this is what's going on right now. And this is why we here to start breaking it down. And thank God for Brother Unique for creating a platform so he can bring us together. You know what I'm saying? Like we exercising faith. Where 3 or more gather, let the Lord's name be praised. So we exercise our faith. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, and that's what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? I used to work in the shelter. I used to be the shelter director. And you know what I'm saying? And the residents there, they used to say, Mr. Higgins, they don't like you here. I said, I know. Yeah, I said, we used to tell the woman, says, you know what? Well, I got to protect you. She was Muslim. She said, Mr. Higgins, when you come in here, say, Bismillah when you come in this building. And every day I walked in the building, I said, Bismillah. You know why? Because guess what? No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. So what you have to do, you have to believe to exercise that faith. You can't believe that you're gonna win if you thinking like you're gonna lose. And that's what the problem is. They got us thinking like we're gonna lose. And we got to believe that we're gonna win. And this is the time that we start recognizing that it's time for us to win and stop playing games with ourselves.
It all starts from yourself, man. And like I've begun this program, it starts with faith. You know what I mean? Got to have faith. Now, Zed Jackson asked me, okay, One Love King, how you feel about Harry O getting pardoned, and did you ever have any run-ins with him? Well, I done been all through his system, Taco. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, I've been all through ADX and everything. Now, I mentioned that because that's where I put that question back up there so I can answer that and stay focused. You know what I mean? Please. That Zen question. I met Harry O, co-defendant, Mario Villabona. Good brother. Me and him was in ADX together. You know what I mean? Back in 96. You know what I mean? When I left Lewisburg for starting to ride over the crack law and all that wound up where they finally listened and started letting us out on their little 2 points and such and such and such and such. But anyway, I was up there with Mario Villabona, who was supposed to be the supplier for them. You know what I mean? Is how their case went. You understand? And then you had Waterhead Bo. You know what I mean? He was in the FCI, and then Harry O was in the state. So Harry O was in the state for the first 25 years for estate charges. So that's why he didn't come over. You know what I mean? So he just got over to the Fed probably 2015 or around there somewhere. You know what I mean? But no, I didn't get a chance to run across Harry O because he was in the state. But I was around, Big Mario home, Bo Bennett home. They all home. He deserved to be home, man. You know what I mean? These are good brothers, man. They were just intelligent brothers. I mean, they tried to punish us because the amount of money we made when they robbed way more than what we ever would make. You know what I mean? They don't stole way more than we ever would make. We made a lot of money.
Every day.
But it
every
wasn't
day.
You understand? So you understand where we at. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's a blessing that he home. You know, King Unique, have you ever did time with an inmate who
And
received?
thank God Lou Hobbs is home. Thank God Lou Hobbs is home.
Oh, yeah, we
Lou
definitely
home?
Big Hobbs. Yeah,
And
Lou
Lou
Hobbs.
Hey,
Hobbs,
Lou
that's right.
home?
Thank God
He
Lou
got
Hobbs is
pardoned
home.
today.
Lou
You know what I'm saying?
home?
He got
Lou is
pardoned
home.
today.
He's
Hey,
gone.
tell
And
Taco
we
trying
need
to
to
get
free
him,
Ken
man.
Do. And we need to free Ken Do. We need to
Yes.
free Ken Do. Lou Hobbs is home, and we need Ken Do home ASAP. Now, today.
Hey, tell
Not
Lou
yesterday, but
Taco need to
today.
hear that. Get at him. Oh,
Uh,
shit.
Hey, young, but like I said, let me answer it because somebody got to have somebody in the struggle with the inmate who received pardon from a president. Yes, I was around hundreds of dudes that was getting pardons, you know, and each time they went out, you know, it was mixed emotions. You understand what I'm saying? Because like, damn, when is my name gonna be called? But I'm glad the brother going home. But just keeping it 100, you know what I mean? That's where it's at. Now the process is you put the paperwork in, go through that, but Donald Trump didn't do it that way. He just went through grabbing what he needed to grab, which to me is what they're supposed to do. You write the president take his time, read the letter, feel your letter, and do what he need to do. Instead of all this process going through a bunch of ex-prosecutors that put you in, you know what I mean? And then now you're asking them to look over your paperwork if they should let you go when their whole mindset for the last 30 years has been to put you in. So how they gonna look at anything in order, you know, to even think to let you go when their mindset is to keep you in?
Exactly.
You know, go ahead, big bro. Okay, Bong, you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to add on to that. You know, and also like, you know, when we went down there for you, that was for a pardon at that time. We were trying to get Obama to pardon. You know, I mean to pardon you. We were trying to get Obama to pardon you. And we had it had to be about 100 different families out there. You know, you had one girl from Tennessee, and she was like 21 years old. Her mother and her father was in there. You know what I'm saying? Both of them had life without the possibility of parole for selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? The father really did it, but the mother took the beef with him. You know, ain't not thinking they're gonna get that much time. You know what I'm saying? But and both of them got turned down. You know, so that was like crazy, man, to seeing this young girl, and she never really was with neither one of them because you know she was young, like 1 or 2 when they got locked up. Here she is, like 20, 21 years old, and she out there with her man. You know, her man was out there supporting her. You know, for her cause. You know, and to see that fight and to see the tears in her eye when nothing really happened for her, you know, it was hard. And you know, and also like like Unique said, the way Obama had it set up, whereas it was going to a committee. The committee was the same people who sent you there.
Yeah.
Now the way Trump had it set up is going back to like really your judge. So your judge seeing the things that you're doing, and your judge is impressed. Like, man, you ain't getting no trouble. You did this, you did that. You know, I ain't never seen that. There's a lot of people that was on that list. Oh, Tamika, this got to turn on. Oh God. Yep, I need you real quick. Man. You can't take that off.
We're gonna pull you off for a second. We're gonna
All right, I'm back, God.
just wave your hand when you're ready. Are you good?
Yep. All right, good. Let our song go.
You good?
All right.
Pull it off. Yo, Hassan, go ahead, kick it, Haas.
Listen, you know,
wave your hand when you're ready, K-Bong. He said he
what
good.
it is that this is what's going on, right? This is what's going on. This is a book from Gilbert Olustowski called Harlem, The Making of a Ghetto. All right? So when we all lived in Harlem, we grew up in Harlem, and we grew up in Harlem was a ghetto. But we didn't know they intentionally made it. You know what I mean? And this is a history of Harlem, The Making of a Ghetto, the Negro New York from 1890 to 1930. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the history of the whole thing, baby. You know what I mean? And we got to understand that we being systematic rats. We being used. An expert from the book right here, Inside Rikers Island. See, this is what we need to be reading. Why Oprah ain't got these on her reading list? You know what I mean? Inside Rikers Island. And it says here from Dr. H.C. Davis of the Correctional Education Association. He said, can anyone get out of prison with $50, limited skills, limited education, and hope to get anything more than a minimum wage job, and then be able to support their family, make restitution, pay court costs, and pay a monthly stipend to the parole board for the privilege of being monitored? We set them up to fail, and then we recidivate them. And then when they recidivate, we act offended. They can't make under these circumstances, and neither could you. So they understand what's going on. We don't understand. We making appeals to people who already understand what's going on. You know what I mean? We have to understand what's going on so we can figure out how to fix ourselves. You know what I mean? Because just like the brother says, the program is not going to help you. I worked in workforce development. I worked as a substitute teacher. I worked as a shelter director. So you know what I'm saying? It starts here. It starts here. We got a poor mindset. We got poverty of the mind. You know what I mean? Because we got the resources and the tools. If somebody in the jungle could live in the jungle with nothing, how we can't make it here and we got resources and all these things accessible to us? Because we not working together. We not acting like cohesive units. The only reason why people saw all that fortune and fame because in the team in the early days is because people worked together. You know what I'm saying? We trying to live a nostalgia age, you understand what I'm saying, of being this glamorous guy where people work together. You understand what I'm saying? And then on top of that, then what happens is we letting the internet demonize these brothers. We letting the internet sensationalize this situation. You know what I'm saying? See, these brothers reacted to situations and the environment that they grew up in. This wasn't something to be down or be cool or be this whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is us responding to our environment. Sociology is how people respond to the environment. So what happens is when you put people in a poverty environment, then why do that's how they're going to react. And if this wasn't the reaction, then why is the same way in South Jamaica, Queens? Why is the same way in Harlem? Why is the same way in Brooklyn? Why is the same way in the Bronx? Why is the same way in Southeast? Why is the same way in Northeast? Why is the same way all throughout the ghettos in the United States? Well, you know what I'm saying? But we don't understand how to fix it. We don't understand because we appealing to the wrong thing. We try to fix the problem with the wrong solution. You know what I'm saying? We worried about marching. You know what I'm saying? We worried about marching. They not worried about marching. If we understood about marching, we will understand that Gloria Richardson is the woman who created the March on Washington. This woman is created a March on Washington. Then how is it this the first time you're hearing her name? Because Martin Luther King, they gave it to Martin Luther King and them, and it became their march. But initially it was her march. And she was from Cambridge, Maryland. And guess what? In Cambridge, Maryland, they weren't being nonviolent. And they weren't being nonviolent so much to the fact that Robert F. Kennedy had to go out there and talk with them. You know what I'm saying? And we not inside of violence. We talk about having organization. We need organization in our community. Aren't we tired of seeing the corner store men flirt with the little girls? Aren't we tired of seeing our children out here on the corners doing nothing? Aren't we tired of seeing our elderly people not have the things they need? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We got this getting up in the gangster life. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is you checking on the people? Are you checking on their people? Are you? Because what happens is after you get incarcerated, your family's out here. And even so, what happens is even if you can't send your man a kite, even if you can't do this, you can't go check on his mother. You can't go check on his kids. You can't go check on his auntie. See, there's no code anymore. So that's why there's no real fortune anymore. We don't have any code, so there's no more fortune. You know what I'm saying? So this is the situation, what's going on in the streets, because we playing pity pat with ourselves and not realizing what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And everybody want to be cool, but really looking like a fool. Everybody's a hustler, but they turn it into customers. You see what I'm saying? You getting all this money and taking it to the dealer. You getting all this money and taking it to the jeweler, and then you walking up in the judge with a legal aid. The hell is going on? Excuse me. But you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So this is the problem. You got all this money at the store, at the furrier, at the this, but you ain't got no money for the bail bondsman. You begging, you sitting there begging everybody this, that, and the other. You follow what I'm saying? Y'all playing the game backwards. If you're gonna play the game where it's supposed to be. I remember my godmother Nola Rutledge said, she told me this, Nola Rutledge. She told me this. She said, save that money for the lawyers. You follow what I'm saying? See, the Jews came from the elders, but we don't want to listen to the elders. We ain't listening to the elders no more because we think it is about being cool. We don't understand the elders, they've been there, done that, and they doing them right now. So they ain't got a time to keep up with doing this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? They got a little bit of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You might as well stop and give it to them. Because I'm still here for one reason. Because when I was on Hustle on 107 of Guy Brewer, it was an old timer. He used to wear a tatted up mink. I didn't even know he was a millionaire. So one of the OGs on the block said he was a millionaire. And you know what he used to tell me? He said, that's right, young blood. Stay away from the crowd. Because I was from Harlem. So now I was hustling on the block in whole nother borough. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I was with the people, but not with them. You follow what I'm saying? So boom, I used to stay across the street. And boom, the old timer, and that kept me alive to today. That's why I'm sitting here talking to you today, because I wasn't trying to be a part of the crowd. That's why nobody knows who I know. That's why people confuse who I know and even where I'm from, because I wasn't trying to be a part of the crowd. You follow what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. What we're here to do is save these lives, right? Because my daughter, I disappointed her. How do you think she felt all of them years I was behind there? You know what I'm saying? It was a joke to me. It was a game to me. And I had to have my own back in the joint. You follow what I'm saying? I was the loan shark. I had the gambling board. You see what I'm saying? Anything, any hustle that I could shake up that, you know what I'm saying? They ain't tell drugs. You see what I'm saying? And maybe some of that's every now and then, but that's not even nobody's business here or there. But the situation is that I thought it was a game, and I told the people when I got shot down for parole, I told them, listen, you know what? I told them, you know what? Before I went to the back and told him, I said, you know what? I'm going to tell everybody I made it. I said, I'm gonna say, you know, I'm gonna make these niggas, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have the yard going crazy. Because I had just beat a nigga up in the mess hall. So just beat somebody up in the mess hall, I said, you know what? I'm gonna make them laugh. So when I came back on the yard, I said, I made it. They said, oh, what? New York made it? New York made it? Oh, shit. New York made it? How he made it? He made it? For real? And then, you know what I'm saying? Until I went to the phone room and called my daughter, and she said, Daddy, you coming home today, right? I said, you thought I was coming home? She said, yeah. I said, I ain't coming home today, baby. I'm sorry. I said, I ain't know you would be. You didn't say, you follow what I'm saying? It was all a game when I was walking in the yard. You follow what I'm saying? It was all a game when I'm popping shit, this, that, and the other. But when I had to face my reality, it wasn't a game no more. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't a game no more. And our kids, you out here hurting your mother, you hurting your grandmother, you making them get strip shirts going up in them joints to see you. You doing all of this BS, you see what I'm saying? And then you talk about your homeboys, and your homeboys don't help you do nothing because you got to stand alone. Just like y'all young boys say, 10 toes down, you got to stand 10 toes down on your own, baby. You dig what I'm saying? And when you look in that rub down mirror, ain't nobody in that little rub down mirror but you. So handle it. You follow what I'm saying? And that's the thing about it. Everybody want to bring somebody with them. We live in the culture down where somebody want to bring somebody down. Oh, I went down, so I want to corrupt. I want to take this. I don't come from that. I come from honor. You stand on what you stand on what you're playing. You stand on your square. I don't come from that. And this is the difference. You know what I'm saying? And this is that honor that we burnt up in the streets is the honor we need to get back so we can save our communities. Because we had the honor. And the honorable men are coming home. Just like Lou Hobbs just came home. The honorable men are coming home. Just like Mecca is here. Just like Unique is here. So the honorable men is coming home. So it's take for honorable men to take a stand so we can take back the narrative and stop making us look like animals.
Peace and blessings.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, y'all like to add on to that, man. I like to add on. Yeah, that's deep too, God. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely hit a lot of topics, man. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. But I want to hit one topic that you hit on, which was the Rikers Island. You know, a lot of people, you know, they just hear Rikers Island and they go through all the bad things and they hear all this. You know, I was down with an organization that's called Just Leadership USA, me and Equasia. And we actually the ones who put it up and got them to mayor to say that they're going to close Rikers Island. You know, because a lot of people look at it now and you see that Rikers Island that they got now is the modern day of what they had before. You know, Rikers Island used to be a plantation. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you that the man, John Rikers, that's his name. His name was John Rikers. And at the time, before they had a mayor, John Rikers was actually like the mayor of New York. So when they had slaves, when slavery was over and all the people used to escape to come to New York and it was free, the white people used to come to New York and John Riker used to let them take the free slaves and bring them back to states where slavery still was legal. So just to have a place, an institution named John Rikers was disrespectful. Then to open it as a jail and turn a plantation into a jail now is just outrageous. But if you don't know it, you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to start doing as black and brown people, man. We got to start reading and we got to start doing research and stop taking things off of face value. You know, stop listening, stop getting all our facts off of Tell Our Vision. You know?
Exactly.
And I just want to add one more thing real quick, taking it to the brother, you know, Haas again. Like a lot of people thought that Miss Rosa Parks was the first one to refuse to ride on the back of the bus. Everybody thought that. It went on for years and years and years. Her grandkids thought that. Until one day somebody came up to me and a friend of mine and a couple other people, named Musa, and we got a program in the Bronx called Peace December, and told us that the lady who actually refused to ride on the back of the bus lived right there in that house right there. She's been living there for 50 years.
Claudette Clover. Her name is Claudette Clover.
And we went to this lady's house and knocked on her door, and she was sweet as apple pie. She let us in. We went in there and we spoke to this lady for like 4 or 5 hours, man. After that, we came out. We was like, man, that's her, that's her, that's her. We sent a letter to Obama telling him that we found the first lady. Obama sent us a flat pack with $1. Until today, we all trying to figure out, is this a special dollar that's worth like something? We took her to Albany. Nobody wanted to hear nothing that we said. They was like, man, get out of here. You know, Miss Rosa Parks. We had to go to the white man. We sent out to Supreme Court. When Supreme Court sent us that back, we got another letter from Obama. We took her to Albany. Around it, we got a stand up round ovation. Everybody shook her hand. We got a holiday in New York State, Miss Claudette Cloven Day, every March 3rd.
Okay, see? Mm-hmm.
Miss Claudette Cloven Day. That been going on for 3 years on March 7th, 2020, on the Parkchester 6 train when you get off, because she lived around here.
Bless you, brother.
That's not called all that's different now. That's called Miss Claudette Cloven Day.
God bless you.
Right now, thank you. And right now, Miss Claudette Cloven lived back in Alabama, where it all started at. And for the last year, and this year also on March 3rd in Alabama, is Miss Claudette Cloven Day. So, you know, we moving, man. You know, other states need to go, so we need to start doing our history, stop taking things on face value, and start recognize our real heroes, man.
Can I say one thing just to add on to what you're saying? I didn't mean to cut you off, Brother Taco, but it goes along with the topic and why Rosa Parks is known. Because Rosa Parks is known because another name, a name that's not known, is a woman named Reese Taylor. Reese Taylor was a woman in Alabama that got raped by 5 white men on her way home from church. You understand what I'm saying? And what happened is that they refused to arrest the white men. So what happens is that Rosa Parks went to try to get Miss Reese Taylor some type of get arrested. Her name is Recy Taylor. Reese Taylor. Look her up, because there's a book about her named At the Dark End of the Street, and how rape is part of the reason the civil rights movement was started. It's called At the Dark End of the Street by a woman named Danielle L. McGuire. I don't have it. I have the book, but I don't have it in front of me. So what happens is that it's called At the Dark End of the Street by Danielle L. McGuire. So Rosa Parks was trying to help this woman get the prosecutor to prosecute these people. They never did. They finally, when she was 90 years old or something like that, gave her some type of accolade for, you know what I'm saying, for her trials and tribulations. Oprah said something about her after she was 90 years old. But the reason why Rosa Parks was so known was because when the news media was there at the Reese Taylor trying to get them on to get them prosecuted, then eventually Rosa was the one on the bus.
Yeah,
so that's when the news media.
Let me add on to that too, God. At the time, Miss Claudette Cloven was 15 years old.
Right, exactly.
15 years old. She was dark skinned. She was pregnant.
Yes, sir.
With no man. She had no man, and she really got on the bus and Miss Rosa Parks was her mentor. So she really got on the bus and was like, they told her to sit down. She was a rebel, 15 years old, pregnant. I'm not trying to hear all that. She was like, nah, I'm not sitting on the back. I'm tired. They arrested her. She went back and told Miss Rosa Parks what happened. Miss Rosa Parks said, you know what? Her and the double A NCP said, you know what?
NCP, right, exactly.
They said, you know what? We're going to see if it happened to you, because you light-skinned, you smart, you older than her, you a grown lady. That's why people are like, how's she still alive? She was only 15 years old.
Exactly.
Rosa Parks she went and tried it. That's why they had the cameras there. They said, let's see if it happened to her. She went on there. They locked her up too. You get locked up too.
Right.
We don't care if you light skin with the fair skin and all that. They locked her up.
Right.
They had the picture.
Right.
Now Miss Rosa Parks knocked Miss Claudette Cloven out the box. They chased her out of town and took all her fame for all them years and ran with it. Don't forget, they never mentioned her. So now I ask myself this: if she's a part of leading the civil rights civilization, I mean, you know, the fight, right? The movement, right? The civil rights movement, and they always mention Miss Rosa Parks was a big, strong part. They all knew that she was lying from the first day, because they all did and took the picture. None of them never mentioned Miss Claudette Cloven, right? So what else did they know but each other? How strong was the civil rights movement?
Well, and that's the thing. The thing about it is this, like I said, the reason why people even galvanized behind Rosa was because the representation she had with Reese Taylor. So you know what I'm saying, the NAACP, you know what I'm saying, you got to understand, you know what I'm saying, that situation people were angry about and nothing happened. People were angry about the South. This woman wasn't the only woman being, you know what I'm saying, raped by Black women. Like I told you, this book at the Dark End of the Street is an account of it going on throughout the South. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's even a soldier wrote FDR and said, I can't fight on the lines in another country and worry about my family, my mother, my sister, and worrying about whether they're going to be attacked in the United States. You know what I mean? So this is something, you know what I'm saying? We have to know the history. We have to know the oral history. You know what I'm saying? The average called the griots. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We have to know the oral history because we have to start and that's why, just like you said, you the television, you know what I'm saying? You just can't go to Google for everything. That's right. You know what I mean? Because what happens is that once we start giving them, all these what do you call it? Conveniences. You become a slave to conveniences. You know what I mean? You become a slave to these conveniences because now you no longer do them yourself. You know what I mean? So what happens is that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of our freedoms and a lot of these things are being taken away from us surreptitiously, which means sneakily, with stealth. You know what I mean? They say taken away from us, and we don't understand what's going on. And it's going on in Southeast. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, say Jim Brown here, he said on 4th Street, you know what I'm saying? It's going on 125th Street. It's going on in Jamaica. It's going on everywhere. And science is this. This is what science is. If you put two variables together and have the same outcome, then you have a science. So they have our science down to our demise down to the science. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think Brother Taco wanted to say something. I apologize, Brother Taco. You know.
You on mute, Taco?
Your mic.
Yeah. You on mute? We can't hear you, Taco.
It gotta be. Oh, you damn sure is it? Yeah, we just
mute. Now Taco ain't looking at us.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, but he's not listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me pull him down. Hold up. So we're gonna finish building. Okay, he looking now.
Yeah, I think he's looking.
Taco, you could hear us? Nod your head if you could hear us.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Now we can hear you.
Now go ahead. We couldn't hear you at first. Go ahead. Say it all over again.
We can hear you.
Now you're muted.
No, you took it off again, Taco.
You're muted.
I don't think it's them.
Now he just muted. I can see what he's
muted.
Oh.
You're good right now. Now talk.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, my bad. Yeah, I just wanted to tag on like for Hassan.
Go closer to the thing. We can barely hear you.
Yeah, I wanted to tag on to what Hassan was saying about the elders. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I was saying that, man, that's what we got to do. Continue to protect those elders, man, because those elders are the ones that kept me alive out here and kept a lot of us, you know, at bay. So that's what I was saying. I like what he said, that, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all y'all, you know, dropping y'all jewels, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just listening, man. Y'all continue to do what y'all doing, man. I appreciate it if nobody else do. I appreciate what y'all doing, man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Because you know.
Hold up, huh? See, let's speak on this real quick, right? On the same topic, we're gonna flip it, move it around, and keep this thing, you know, entertaining and educational. Now, remember back in the days, I know K Bong remember, and I know Hassan, and I know Taco remember. Remember back in the days when the old heads before us, that was the number runners and the you know, things like that, where they taught us that you don't sell drugs during school time. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You never hustle during school time.
That's right.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Never.
When you know this is
That's
school
right.
time, you know to get out the way so these kids can go in and out the building
right.
without seeing the foolery that we chose.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
No matter how much money you make
on Sunday until the afternoon.
All the time.
That's right. That's another thing. Yeah.
We couldn't come out on Sunday until after afternoon.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's right.
You
That's
know?
right.
So do
That's
you
right.
feel they doing that now? Do you feel they're doing that
No,
now?
Oh nah, man, these brothers right now, man.
no,
Yeah. They're not doing it.
no.
Brothers don't even have respect for each other. That's why I got the parenthood class. This is the first time I ever heard, or seen people disrespect their parents and disrespect the adults. It's like the bridge is broke right there, man. I remember back in the days where if somebody says something about your mom, somebody can slap you all day and may argue with you. You can beat them, but you don't want to fight them because it's wasting your time. I done beat this dude up 2-3 times.
Yeah.
But if he said something about your mother, it was all hands off.
Right.
You went and got the Jolly Green Giant. You and the Jolly Green Giant, you at 12 pounds was gonna fight the Jolly Green Giant because he said something about your mother.
Right.
Nowadays, dudes is like their mother's their worst enemy. You see dudes disrespecting their moms, the females fighting their mothers outside. You like, whoa. They getting to live tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, whoa.
Hey, yo, God, you know what? Some females came up here and told me that the younger dudes is fighting the females and like they're dudes and beating on them like they're dudes.
Yes.
Did y'all hear this too?
Yeah.
Guys
yes.
Beating on their mothers too.
Huh?
Yes.
Beating on their
Mothers too.
Beat on the mothers too, man. You know how many ladies
Yeah.
I have to go through the ladies and be like, yo, what? Like, no, I'm not. Like, you did what to you? Like, yeah, they beating up their mothers too, man.
The worst case is when the kid in the Bronx cut his mother head off and then held it up on some kind of. That's the worst case. The kid in the Bronx cut his mother's head off a couple years ago.
Like that happened in the Bronx, man. One kid, man, everybody used to tell, like he cut his mom's up, put on the suitcase, and then when he got his little sister from school in the school bus and was just chilling, like nothing happened, But I blame a lot of this too. Like about 20 years ago, God, I say not even 20, like 15 years ago, right? It was an era that turned around, like something, a little wave came through where all the females was disrespecting the men, like really like throwing dudes out. Like dudes wasn't in jail to not be with their family. They just was right down the block and the girls cut them off because they was going with that, I don't need no dude, you know what I'm saying? I could pay my bills and all that. Everybody was rocking where I could do my own thing. I don't need no man. I'm Miss Independent. And that right there destroyed a lot of young men. And right now, the young men they like 18 and all that. And their number one enemy is their mother, is the female, because they feel like, yo, man, all you did was really like, I never got to be with my pops. This dude was down the block. He didn't do no time. He was right here. You know what I'm saying? You got me. I'm dressing like you. I'm doing all this like you. And they gave them a lot of things. And I used to always correct them a lot. They used to come out like, yo, it's me and my young king. This is my king. I was like, yo, this dude is 2 years old. This is my king. If that's your king and he's 2 years old, like, hold on, ain't this a prince?
Right,
let's call him off as a prince.
Right. And
you
you
giving them all. And look, I'm gonna stop real quick. I'm gonna be finished real quick. You buying them everything. You walking around. You giving him this title as a king for 17 years. And as soon as he turned 18, you throw him out on the street. He ain't got no more Gucci sneakers. He ain't got no more Merm jackets.
Right.
He ain't got no more Pele. He ain't got no more $300, $600 jeans. What you think he gonna go out and do? Exactly. He was a king for 17 years. He just went to the bottom of the barrel last night.
Yeah.
There's a good possibility that this kid gonna join a gang. He gonna start selling some drugs. He gonna go stick somebody up or rob somebody because he used to having things, and you just threw him out too fast. You're a king.
And then the worst thing you can do is then turn into pimping, because that's what a lot of them trying to do now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to chase with the young sisters. You know what I mean? Huh?
It's a reflection of their mother. They hate females, so you're doing that to the female. You're beating her up because you hate her.
Yes.
We wouldn't do things like that because we love.
We ain't do that.
So much. Like, nigga, hell no, man. My mom see me or my mom knew I was doing something like this. Boy, you crazy.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And what happens is it goes back to what I was saying in terms about, on a macro level. You know what I mean? We being affected on a macro level, on a massive scale. You know what I'm saying? We don't understand, like what you just said. The important thing about it is around that same time we was talking about it, the thing about it was the saying on television was, I don't need a man to complete me. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That was the same one on television. And if you look back, see what happens is we don't watch the old shows, and we only watch them on television, so you can't pause it and rewind it and say, "Oh, what did they just say?" Because if you see that, if you know that, if you realize back then that was the ethos in the mid '90s and the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a man to complete me. I don't need a man to complete me. I don't need a man to complete me. You might not.
Came out with that joint, Hassan. Bills.
What's that?
Bills
Yeah,
exactly. But see,
the girl from Ecstasy was writing all that.
But see, the thing about it is that it didn't just start then. It would go back to when we was little. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You know what I'm saying? I saw you and him walking in the rain. You understand what I'm saying? You know, see.
But they didn't grab it until what K. Bong is saying, from what I'm hearing, until the 2000s.
But see, this has always been a program.
Always been there. They always been pimping. You know what I mean? We know that. But I'm saying I'm trying to figure out. He said about a bend or twist when it went to the women disrespected dudes putting them out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to stay on right there, Haas.
Okay, right there.
Yeah, the brothers wasn't in jail or nothing. These brothers was right down the block, not being able to be a part of taking care of their family. You know what I'm saying? They watch their sons come out the building and go down the block, and you can't say nothing to him. Don't say nothing to him. Don't say nothing to him. Or you get your brother to beat him up. The police was all involved, order protection, and you hear like, yo, bro, I see if I was in jail, I couldn't take care of my kid. I'm standing on the block. And guess what?
You just said it.
Them dudes are the same dudes that stand on the block and watch their kids sell drugs. Their kids get shot. Their kids get in all type of, and you be like, yo, why you can't say nothing? Yo, this your kid, and you want to pop on him. But in reality, he has no relationship with this kid, even though he was on the block with you. You got more juice with this kid because you was allowed to talk to him and correct him. And I was
relationship. Got a relationship.
I was allowed to correct him and talk to him about
you saw it. You saw it in the movie South Central.
Yeah.
When OG Bobby Johnson, when his son came to see him, he first saw his son. And you know what I'm saying? He expected his father to be this gangster, and he had changed his life. And he said, "You ain't OG Bobby Johnson." And first, they stood across the room and looked at each other. They stood across the room and looked at each other. You know what I mean? And then as they approached each other, he said, "You ain't my father. You ain't talking about gangster this and gangster that." He was like, "I love you, son," because it wasn't connected. He didn't have a connection. They have a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing, even with family, even with friends. You got to have a relationship. You follow what I'm saying? And what happens is that a lot of these services that was brought around, you know what I'm saying? You just said order protection, ACS, all these other different programs of these devices. You know what I'm saying? Separated welfare. All these things separated, made a disconnect because it was all balanced. Yeah. Because men and women supposed to need each other. You see what I'm saying?
Say that again, man.
Need each other.
Say that again, man.
That's
we need each other.
That's right.
We need each other, yes.
A female. How you gonna make a baby?
The thing about it is, let me tell you something. A baby know how to cry and know how to laugh before they know how to talk. So we all got this emotion. We all got this ability. Right. You see what I'm saying? We got to start knowing how to understand ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? But what happens is we basing everything off sex. We basing love off sex. You love your mother, you love your aunt, you love your family members. We love each other as brothers, but we ain't no sex involved. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is we feel convoluted in the two. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So what happens is we basing sex off love, and we meeting each other. We meeting each other. You know what he got and how she look. What he got and how she look gonna change, and the kids gonna remain the same.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So what happens is we gotta start dealing on a higher plane. We gotta start dealing with a higher nature than our lower nature, like dealing with the chakras. We gotta start dealing with the higher nature.
Yeah, check this out.
You see what I'm saying? We gotta start dealing with a higher nature. You know what I mean?
And hey, yo, check this out real quick. And you know, it's like we building with that, right? We like we all saying. Like back in the days, how things was and how things is now, and how it ain't the same building, how it ain't this. And we all saying, like, we right here. You see how we all are? We a group, we a team. We right here. If you don't notice that, it's none of that no more.
Mm-hmm.
You don't notice when you first came out, and look, you all the way out in DC, they had the Yard Band. They had Stinky Dinky and all of them, Get Riggedy Raw. They had the whole crew. You had what's my boy named Chuck Brown and his whole crew. You had, you know what I'm saying? You had the Junkyard Band. You heard the word Junkyard Band? We had the you know what I'm saying? Listen, God, we had the
that go-go.
Yeah, but listen what I'm getting at. It was groups. We had the Cold Crush Brothers. We had Run DMC and Jam Master Jay. We had the Funky 4 plus one more. You know, we had the Grandmaster Flash. Five people. Nowadays, who we got now? Little Uzi, 6ix9ine, Nas, Jay-Z, Young Jeezy,
50,
T.I., 50 Cent. These are all one people. This is one person. I mean, it ain't no more
unity.
It ain't no more team. So how can I spread out and build a family if I ain't got one? I'm rolling dolo. So now we ask ourselves, why these people, why the rappers getting killed? Why this happened? Because you don't put yourself and let them put you into
isolate you.
You don't
isolate you.
So everybody is coming out for self. It's no more groups. Where's the groups at? Where's the new additions? You know what I'm saying? It's Chris Brown. It's Neo, or Neo, and where's the groups at, man? Where's the unity? So you can't promote unity and promote group if you're not about a unity or a group. You're about solo, dolo, self.
And you know that's what happened back in the day with all of our good entertainers. You know what I mean? Look at all the groups, they all broke up.
Yeah.
You understand? New Edition. You understand what I'm saying? Come on.
Man gotta go solo. Mike Jackson gotta go solo.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Jackson 5, right.
Yeah, no more Jackson 5. We just need
Jackson 5.
We're over 4 people away. We just need Mike.
But see, the thing about it is what
part of that Commodores no more. They did it.
Part of that's technology. Part of that's technology. Part of technology, you know what I'm saying? They started reducing the amount of people being needed, and people started buying into it. You know what I'm saying? People started buying into it, and now, you know what I'm saying, now the drum machine instead of the drum itself. You know what I mean? They don't even play the guitar anymore. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? What happens is that, you know what I mean? Now it's all sound machines, and now even to the auditory cortex, it sounds different. You know what I mean? And now what happens is that when we talk about with the drum beat, you know what I'm saying? With the drum beat, boop, 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 back. You see what I'm saying? What happens is that every in our black music, every song, every genre of music got the drum beat. Gospel music, R&B music, hip-hop music, you know what I'm saying? And what happens is, no matter where we was at, all you had to do is say somebody jump, but do that drum beat, but boom, boom, bap, bap, and then we all start nodding our heads. What happens is the music business, right? A few years ago, they started changing. All the young people started changing. You know, they took the drum beat and they started shaking their head like side to side like this. Now you off rhythm. When you put your head like this, up and down like that, you on rhythm.
Yeah.
You so on rhythm. You could even right. You see what I'm saying? What happens is we've lost our balance. We don't understand, you know what I'm saying, the aggregate is so many different devices. You know what I'm saying? To throw us off balance. We living in life as anxiety. We living lives with anxiety. Why? Because we living by the clock. We living by the rent. We living by the, you know what I'm saying, all these different bills. So it keeps us in a state of anxiety. We don't never have a peace of mind. We don't never straighten it out. Why do you think so many brothers start straightening it out when they go to jail? Because all of a sudden, you got a different issue to deal with. You ain't got to deal with rent, bills, and this, that, and the other, but you got to deal with, you know what I'm saying, betrayal, and this, that, whatever the case may be. But so the situation is like this. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand that our whole environment is making sure that we can exercise this to its greatest degree. You understand what I'm saying? To its greatest degree. You know what I'm saying? And we not using it. And we are choosing using it. We want to live like animals, because when all you want to do is eat, and all you want to do is have sex, then that's the Hindu's definition of living like an animal. You follow what I'm saying? So what happens
real quick, I don't. Now, what Haas was saying, like with the music and the beats, and that's true. You know, we come from African beats and even Brazilian beats and all that. Even you go to Puerto Rico and all that, and you hear the boom, 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 boom. You know, we vibe with beats. Our ancestors vibe with beats. Now, what's going wrong nowadays, Haas? That a lot of that trap music and that drill music, that is demon music. Them records that you hear, you could play a lot of them records backwards, boy. Play them records. Listen, God, you play a lot of them records that you hear, them young kids playing. Play it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Play the beat backwards, and you will hear stuff talking to you in the background. These dudes is playing with each other. They make this music.
No, you know what? You're right.
And that they play. Listen, God, they playing with that music, and then when that music is out, they got that demonic music out. Now, at the same token, their lyrics is asking the ancestors for, I don't care if I die tonight, I want to kill somebody, I'm doing all this, and they're getting, the ancestors is giving them what they asked for. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that music they playing, you can play that music backwards. And you're not supposed to be able to put no music on and run it backwards and it starts saying words to you. There's something wrong.
And the thing about it is that what you saying is fact, because Isaiah 55:11 says this: if you speak it, God can make it real.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And what happens is that you speaking things into existence. You speaking this nonsense to existence. And that's why it's coming back, you know what I'm saying, on people like that, because they speaking into existence. You know what I mean? We're repeating this negative thing, and then what happens is they say, now I'm glad we all in the same age group. They said, you know what, yo, I need this music to get charged up to go put in work. Now I remember as a youngin, niggas was listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire to go put in work. Niggas was listening to Frankie Beverly to go put in work. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? You so
throwing flash.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So exactly. So you know what I'm saying? You ain't had to get charged. You just had to have a heart.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying? You just had to have a heart. So what happens is that like I said, what happens is this is the problem with hip hop and music and the culture itself. The young people say that these rappers are describing the streets. These rappers are not describing the streets. These rappers are redefining the streets. You understand what I'm saying? And what happens is they redefining them. You know what I mean? Because what happens, just like you say, there's no more unity. There's no more, you know what I'm saying? There's no more cohesiveness. We're not able to get along. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's still talking about each other in all these negative ways, and everybody wants to be a rapper. The reason why everybody's now what happens is, now let's look at the game. All these young boys want to be rappers. How many rapping jobs is out there? Say it was 25. I say it's 30 of them. Maybe 50. Give it 50 good rapping jobs. I give it 100.
Yeah.
So how you got a million all our children trying to get 100 jobs? You see what I'm saying? Then you got the other rest playing basketball trying to get the other 100 jobs. You know what I'm saying? So what happens? No, so what happens is we funneling our children. We not giving them the keys to success. We not giving them, but they're picking it up on their own. They're picking it up on their own, and they cramming themselves into industries that are already saturated. Yeah. These industries are already saturated. So what happens, they're not using their ingenuity to try to find another way to make money. It's just like when we was on the street. If everybody was doing this, well, let me pick up this. Let me get that. Let me see what else is popping. Let me, whatever it is, use some type of ingenuity. You see what I'm saying? Back in the day, like I say, sometimes I don't really like talking like that. We used to say coke and dope money. Make sure you got one more than one flow. What they in marketing, in economics, they call revenue streams. That's called revenue streams. It's all about linguistics. It's all about knowing the language. We say it in one way in our community, and they say it another way in their community. You see what I'm saying? But what happens is we get mesmerized with the words. Don't get mesmerized with the words. Get a true meaning of understanding. Just like what one young lady said, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. First you got to know it, then you got to learn it, then you got to understand how it performs. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is we not exercising this. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is, just like what the brother said, we dressing our kids up, pushing them out 15 years later, whatever, and they cool fools now. They cool fools now, and they victims.
But a lot of this, it come from systematically us being taught like that, and then us being taught like that, our parents being taught like that, and then we teaching our kids like that. But a lot of us caught it in our age bracket and teaching our kids other than. See, our parents taught us to go to school, get the big college degree, do all that, and then go work for somebody and get a good job.
Right.
That's how we promote our kids. We promote our kids to go to school, get you a good degree, and then go open you up a business and use your degree that you went to school with. Big difference than somebody teaching you to be a worker and somebody promoting you to be an entrepreneur from the day one.
Exactly. You know, and you're correct. See, what happens is, and this is what, now let's go back to some history. Now we talk about Black Wall Street a lot. A lot of people could reference Black Wall Street. Well, what happens is that there were a lot of Black communities. First of all, it's a city of thriving Black community called Baltimore.
Yeah, well, look,
Baltimore was one of the most thriving Black cities in America. You know what I'm saying? The Black men in Baltimore even had their own dock workers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They had all these businesses, broom businesses, and manufacturing. Because you have to get into manufacturing. See, everybody talk about money, but you got to get into manufacturing. When you make something, you can put the price on it. You see what I'm saying? When you make it, you can put the price on it. Now the thing about it, now it's the raw materials. How do things go to raw materials? All right, so what happens is we have a city called Baltimore, which was one of the blackest cities and one of the most thriving cities once upon a time in the United States. You see what I'm saying? But capitalism, see what happened is capitalism and come up next to what you're doing and break it down. It'll destroy it. And how we see it happen before our eyes, right? There used to be these things called pizza shops. Now it's Little Caesar. There used to be these things called hardware stores. Now it's Home Depot. There used to be these things called stationery stores. Now it's Staples. There used to be these things called pharmacies. And now it's Walgreens and the like. So corporate America, the gangster, pushed up on everybody. See, they see what you're doing. They just like the streets. They see what you're doing and say, yo, we're going to put our couple of dollars together and we're going to go push up on them. You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we don't understand it. It happened right before our eyes, but we don't understand it because we too worried about what Wanda doing downstairs in the next building. We too worried about this, that, and the other, what's going on, you know what I'm saying? And on a smaller scale, on a petty scale, instead of trying to lift each other up. The thing about it is we got Christians. Everybody say they're Christians, but you know what the Bible said? Don't be a busybody. You see what I'm saying? Don't be a gossiper. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is, so you know, we run around our neighborhoods being busybodies and gossiper, and then, you know what I'm saying? And we ain't getting nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We busybodies and gossiping about the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we busybodies and gossiping about being mediocre. We celebrating being mediocre. You see what I'm saying? We celebrating.
Never celebrating our own people. Like we can't. Exactly. We need to come together as Black people, and we don't need to look for no hero. How you gonna look for a hero to follow when everybody follow us? Everybody eat our food. Everybody want to dress the way we dress. Everybody want to speak the way we speak. Everybody like our style. Everybody like everything about us, but we look to other races and other nationalities for our heroes. Something ain't right here. Don't you think?
Exactly. That's because, you know, when they look in the mirror, they see themselves and they don't like themselves. So they don't like you. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You don't like yourself, and you look at another Black man, you feel like, man, all the hate you feel for yourself, you feel for him. That's why you have to try to let it go and not hold on to other people's pain, issues, drama, and baggage that Allah allowed to go across your path.
Yeah, man.
You hold it there in front of you to hinder you from moving forward. You know what I'm saying? You have to try to let that shit go, man.
Yeah, and we also gotta support each other, man. We gotta start. We don't gotta be looking for why we gotta look. If we on the block and we seeing everybody helping everybody and doing all this, why we can't support the people? If you can't support somebody by coming out with your time, you can support them by helping them, you know, volunteer. If you can't volunteer, give up a couple of dollars. The beer you could have bought, you could have put it into this man's organization because you do actually see what he's doing. He could go buy books. He could go do this. And he may have to take a $2.75 train ride to go over there and help and save somebody's life. You wasn't a part of actually being there, but that $2.75 that you gave up, that got him across town, that saved the life. We got to, you know, and one more thing, when we actually do get a hero or do get a Black man or do get somebody strong, we the ones who shut them down. We the ones who kill them. We the ones that find an excuse. Right now, if you was to open, say right now, Taco was to open up a fried fish spot in D.C. I'm going to have an excuse not to go there. Yo, my aunt ain't like Taco aunt. You need to come up with, yo, man, taco joint, man, the fish tastes all right, man, but yo, every time I go in there, yo, it's a little greasy. But you going down like a greasy Chinese dude and buying his joint. Now,
how about that?
Yeah, now we going to grab the Haas. Yo, Haas, what up, man? Yo, man, you went to Taco New Joint? Nah, man, you know, I was going to go over there, man, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, so, we get a whole excuse. Now, check this out. As soon as Taco as soon as his fish joint closed down, because none of us supported it, guess who Taco gonna come and hang out with?
Huh.
Back on the block with us.
Huh?
We waited for him
How about
to
that?
come back on the block with us. And when he come back on the block with us, guess what we all gonna say? Yo, man, I was just about to go holler and go get some fish from you yesterday. Remember they said your joint closed down. And he's actually gonna hang out with us and be a part with us because he hung out with four broke people, and we made sure he was the fifth one. And when he got out of the crowd, we systematically, without him knowing, didn't support him and dragged him right back to the ghetto with us. And he's hanging out with us. And we tell him about, yeah, man, I was just about to go down there and get some fish, man. Well, I had to crave it today. I knew your joint was closing down and you need, you know.
Hey, y'all, hey, God, check it out, right? I'm gonna tell you one, right? Back in the day when I first came, you know, when I first came to the States, right? It was crazy. Remember how they used to sell the ices with the big block of ice that they spray?
Yeah.
They pull that joint on a little red, you know what I mean? Ice dripping everywhere. They make it so as they go. You know what I mean? You had the black dude selling over here on 8th Avenue, and then you had the Italian down on 7th Avenue. You know what I mean? The black dudes from 8th Avenue will walk all the way down the block to go get it from the new Italian that got it down there. And I'm like, man, yo, we might as well get it from Big Bob. And they're like, nah, man, we got to go down there. I said, why are you going down there? He said, man, the Italian ice is colder, man.
What? What? Get out of here.
The Italian ice is colder, man. You know what I mean?
Yo. Oh my God.
Hey, yo, bro, that's the black mentality.
Come on, man. We're fine. On ain't like his on. You ain't know your on.
Hey, yo, nah, I can't buy from Cape on joint because, you know, he ain't no roster and he twisted his joint up.
Yeah. Hey, look, the only reason I started growing my hair at 50 years old, because I didn't know, because I always had a bald head, because that was my style.
Yeah.
So one day I started letting my hair grow, and everybody started coming to me and saying, yo, your hair can grow? Now, what would make you think my hair can't grow? They say, because you always had a bald head. You always had a bald head since we was young. Yeah, because I was a kid. Right. So I said, man, you know what? I'm going to let my joy grow, and then when it go out, man.
Hey, yo, okay.
Look, all of us, we got to thank God that we got some hair. Thank Allah.
Hey,
amen.
All right, look. This is what we gonna do, right? In 2 minutes and 20 seconds at 1:30, because I'm watching the time on the joint, right? We each gonna tell a different, just for the youth to hear the bullshit that we went through. You know what I mean? No, they ain't worth it. We each gonna tell a story. You know what I mean? From back in the day, whether it's about a club, a party. We tell about a party. You know what I mean? Okay. We tell about a party. Each person give a back in the day party about their neighborhood where they came from. All right? And I'm going to slice this off separate by itself. Who want to go first? Somebody want to go first? Or y'all want me to go first? Somebody want to go first? Who want to go first?
Who want to go first?
Go ahead, Bong. Give us a nice club party from back in the days in the 80s. We want to back in the days for the new jacks listening. How we
Peace and blessings, man. K-Bong Rivers, man. I'm going to tell you one day, because I'm from 183rd. Man, I was walking up the block. I had to be about like 15 years old, man. And this back in the days when we used to be running around. You know, we was criminals back then. So we was running around trying to snatch chains and all that on Fordham Road. And we was on Fordham Road acting up. Crazy 80s was open and all that. And they ran us off Fordham Road. The guards came out there. This when the guards, the older brothers was really responsible for the younger brothers. So the guards came out there. It was like, yo, man, I know your brothers ain't out here trying to steal nothing on Fordham Road. Of course, we had to lie to the big brothers. Nah, man, we just out here doing the brothers ran us off, which was the best thing that happened. They ran us off. I walked down the block. We walked down Webster from Fordham. We got to 183rd, walked up. All we heard was music. We like, man, what's going on? What's going on? We got to EBB Park, which is on Valentine and 183rd between Valentine and Raya. We got up in there, and it was the Cold Crush Brothers in the Fantastic Romantic Five, because they all used to live down the block. Him, Waterbed, Cab, all them. And they were standing up and they had the basketball out there, Grandmaster Kaz, everybody. And, you know, us being young, we heard of them and we always knew them. We knew who the Cold Crush was. We knew who the Fantastic Romantic was. But we didn't know what was going on. And you don't happen to be right there on 183rd. And after all the things started going, we seen the cameras. I met one of the a dude that I know to today, Charlie Ahern. And that was the day that they was making the movie Wild Style. So, you know, all the brothers that know, if you want to go back to hip hop and you want to go back to the original first hip hop movie with Busy B and all them, Double Trouble and everybody, that was Wild Style. And I just happened to be blessed and happened to be the day that I walked up there, man, and I happened to be a part of that. And, you know, and at a young age, you know, 12, 13 years old, and, you know, seeing all the legends right there and all of them doing their thing. And you know, then as years go on, actually get to see that's the first hip hop movie. You know, that was one of my first time, you know, hip hop classics that I got to put that out there.
Okay, all right. That's what's up. That was a good one. I like that. You ready for the floor? We want a good DC story. Can we get a good DC story to come? Take the mute off. I'm gonna pop off. I'm gonna let you have the floor and give us a good DC story about, you know, something that happened back in the days in the club. First time a go-go, whatever you want to deal with. You ready?
Okay, can you hear me?
No, not that good. Say it again. No, back up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah, just be like,
you can hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna tell you, like, it wasn't like a club, but I'm gonna tell you it was an event back in like 87, sometime like that, where you know, I had my little youngins, and I'm saying, you know, I had like about 10 little youngins that we had did like a graveyard shift, and I told them, you know, if y'all bring in that number, then I would take y'all up Georgetown, take y'all shopping, and then get a limo so we can go to Kings and Million, because down Kings and Million it was Patti LaBelle. She was down there. So all of the big time, all the niggas that was getting money, all the big timers was down there. So I told them we gonna go down there and impress these niggas. I said we gonna come in this limo. So after we went to Georgetown, went shopping, you know, we went down there. Then, you know, I got like 6 rooms at the hotel. Yo.
Oh, you can't hear me? My bad. Yeah, you can hear me now? Now your mic is mute. 2 old men over here fiddling with the mics. God damn, man. Hey, yo, we look good though, dog. Hey, yo, we look good. You know what I mean? Hey, yo, unmute your mic, son. Your mic. Unmute your mic.
Yeah, man, this joint. Can you hear me?
Now, yeah. Now we can hear you. We couldn't
Yeah. So you ain't hear none of the story?
Nah, start over, man. Go ahead, run from the top, man. Come on.
Okay, yeah. I was talking about like back in the day when we was young coming up, and I was trying to get recognized by the big OGs. Again?
No, stay right where you at. That's perfect.
Right here?
Right there, perfect. Don't mess nothing up.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I was trying to get recognized by the big OGs back in the day. So, you know, me and the little youngins got the limos, and, you know, we went out Kings and Million to get the rooms, man, and we pulled up on them, and, you know, they was telling us we look like New Edition out that joint. So, you know, that was something big for me at that time, because I got recognized by a lot of the big niggas that was getting money in the city at that time.
That's what's up. You know what I mean? And like how much did you spend, let's say, when you go shopping? Let them know what kind of money was spent when we went shopping back in them days, son.
Oh, man, I would give, shit. shit, Versace was like $1,200 of shirts. You know what I'm saying? Jeans. I mean, but I would take like 10 or 15 niggas and take them shopping and put them all at Racket and Job. Tell them put all that shit on the count. Up in Georgetown, they would close the door and lock us in. You know what I'm saying? And give me free beer and shit because you know we gonna spend a couple $1,000s in that motherfucker. So, you know, everywhere we went, you know what I'm saying? Every store I went to, I met a honey, booked her, and then got all my men clothes and shit. So, you know, I'm always fucking around with the females, you know, at restaurants, wherever I go, meet them, and then bring in my men, let them get some of them, you know, the good stuff that I'm getting.
All right. You know, so that's where we at, man. Yo, Big House, you ready? You know what I mean? Let's bring Big House up. You know? All right. Go ahead, Big House. You ready?
I always get the name of this club mixed up. It's called Le Poulet. I know it's a block. I know it's on the next block from Justin's. You know what I'm saying? You know, from the rest of my puppy used to called Justin's. So I remember one night it was a Final Four party, and so you know everybody likes to come to the party late. You know what I'm saying? And you know all the gangsters, they don't never wait on line. We all just go cut the line and go to the front of the line. Just so what happens is that now, you know, the bouncers is getting upset. They getting upset because you know what I'm saying. It's this crowd at the front of the line, and now everybody in the front of the line, they start snapping on the bouncers. You know what I mean? So you know, because the bouncers ain't letting us in. So you know, the line keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? More people keep going on the line to get on the line. So what ends up happening is that Mace pulls up. So Mace is standing in the street, you know what I mean? Mace is standing in the street and you know what I'm saying, he's waiting for, you know, to get into the party. You know, Mace the rapper. So he's waiting to get into the party. So he starts telling everybody to call Dre. So he's called my best friend, my brother, Dre the boss. So he said, call Dre, you know what I'm saying? Because he wanted to get in the party. And you know what I'm saying? He seen how the line was crazy. You know what I mean? And I think at this time, Jermaine Baby J had pulled up. You know what I'm saying? I think he had pulled up by that time. You know what I mean? And so what happened was now everything is going crazy. Everybody want to get inside. The party's rocking. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can hear the music outside. You know what I'm saying? Mason said he's standing outside now. And so what happens is that, so Mason sends somebody go inside to go get Dre. So Dre the boss comes outside. You know what I mean? Finally comes outside the party. So what happens is that now Dre the boss goes over and talks to Mace. So everybody on the line says, I bet you Mace ain't buy a ticket. I bet you Mace ain't buy a ticket. You know what I mean? So now we start snapping on the bouncers. Everybody's going crazy because you know what I'm saying? Because I think at the time they let Mace in. They took him around the back to let him in. You know what I mean? To let him in the club. So now we keep snapping on the bouncers. So we just waiting to get in the club, but the line's not moving. The line's not moving at all. You know what I'm saying? Eventually the bouncers got so mad at all the jokes that everybody was saying about them at the line, they closed the gate. They closed the gate. They didn't let nobody in. They shut the party down. Now, it's people inside the party dancing. It's half the party's outside on the street, and everybody's trying to get in the party. But the bouncers got so upset because their feelings was hurt that they shut the gate down. You know what I mean? So then, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, everybody all dressed up. So then God bless the dead of Alex. You know what I'm saying? God bless the dead, my man Alex. If you from Harlem and you don't know picture Alex, then you ain't from Harlem or you wasn't getting no money. You know what I mean? So picture Alex came along and then he started taking pictures of all us, Jermaine and the rest of the crew, Chanel, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was a bunch of us out there. I'm gonna name everybody's name, you know what I'm saying? But it was my man Joe Blow, you know what I'm saying? All of us out there. You know, there's a picture floating around with us out there that night. But we had a good time that night. Although, even though that they shut the party down, we made the party ourselves. So that was a good night, you know what I'm saying, we had out that night, you know what I'm saying, in terms about, you know what I'm saying, something, an event that, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, that was unusual. You know what I'm saying, it seemed like it was going to turn out bad, but then actually it turned out being a good night anyway.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, y'all. We riding good, man. We at the club, dog. You know?
We at the club.
Right.
Hey, yo, big shout out to McDermott Mall, man, because you said we used to go spend money at. Yo, look. Hey, yo,
in Baltimore.
Oh, man.
Yo, look, I used to go to McDermott Mall, and they had a spot called Total Mail. In Total Mail, when I go in there, I used to go in that joint like this. Look, I used to, on the first day of the year, God, I used to pick out what I'm going to wear the whole year. So I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna wear Versace this whole year. That's all I wear the whole year. From socks to undershirt to drawers to jackets. I remember one year when DKNY first came out, whole year. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't buy it nowhere. I used to go to Total Mail. They used to lock the joint down. Yo, I used to go in there sometimes.
DC had the clothes.
Look, I go in there in the daytime. He'd be like, yo, I got mad this, that, and third. Give me about $8,000 worth of clothes. Yo, come back and pay me when you all come back later on and all that. So, you know, I got to give them the big shout out. We just shut that
DC had, DC did. I say we used to go to this store, Eastover Mall. I think it was Eastover Mall.
Eastover
And we
Mall.
used to go to 4 dudes and Cavalier. 4 dudes. You know what I mean? And Cavaliers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
4 dudes and Cavaliers. You know what I'm saying? We used to drop plenty money up in there.
Georgetown. The Polo store in
Georgetown. That's when we bought the rhinestone jackets in Georgetown.
Hey, you remember them joints?
I forgot the name of the store though. I forgot the name of the store. You know what I'm saying?
Prince.
Huh?
It was Prince and Prince.
Oh, Prince and Prince. I remember because we were spending, because we had to spend like $1,500 for them jackets back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they was already made. They was already made. They had like San Francisco, New York, California. Like they would say Superman.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I would have said Indianapolis 500 on it.
Hey, yo, I remember Georgetown when the Gucci sneakers first came out.
Oh man.
What? You had to go to George, like we was in Georgetown. Look at that, Georgetown, but that's way back, man.
Yeah, man.
White
George, the puffy chick.
Yo, Taco, that's when we used to go to the chapter 3.
Hey, how about that?
All right. And there was another joint that we used to go to that they used to play go-go that was right around the corner. I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Where the junkyard band and all them used to be at.
You talking about East Side?
Nah, it was a little club, man. A little hole in the wall. Somebody always got into a whole big situation in the joint, man.
I see.
It was a little joint too. I forgot the name. Something house.
Right around the corner, man. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that joint was a static.
Was the Mirage at first?
Yeah, that joint was a static attic joint, man. Club 1.
Yeah, you go down the block.
What's that? Club 1, right? A Love that was in DC too.
Yeah, in Ivy City.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was one of my spots, Ivy City. That was Okie Street, Capitol Avenue.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Hassan and Unique. Anyway, man, look, I ain't saying this for no clout, clout, whatever that's young shit they say, but guess what?
Right.
All right, look, I used to be up there. I'm gonna tell you, what's up to my man Amadou and AZ up there on 28th from Broadway. And I'm also a big shout out to my man Dapper Dan, man, for all those beautiful pieces, those pony Fendi coats and all that Gucci stuff you made up for me, man. Holla back.
Yeah.
Gap still in Harlem. I be seeing him when I go through Harlem to go get to the juice bar.
Yeah.
I was always up Harlem.
He's still out here. That be cool as hell riding his little bike.
Yeah, exactly right.
He out there doing it.
Hey, so you heard I put that street. That's where I be seeing them at all the time.
That's right, man. You know, it's a blessing, man, to be on here building, man. It's a blessing.
Yes, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to get gray hair. It's a blessing to be old.
Hey, you see that gray?
You know what I mean? The Bible even says it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no gray on you, brother. I don't see none at all. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, it's there, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Hey, you know what, fellas? Hey, look, man, look. I mean, this is my first time, man, and you know what I'm saying? I've been passive. I mean, somebody keep beating me and shit, but you know what I'm saying? But us four, man, and I'm saying, man, Unique, man, I'm saying we all need to sometime come together, man, and do something like in an auditorium where we get to have other people come, man, and we networking like that, man, where though men can talk to other men, man, and help other men out, man, in life, man.
That's right. That's right.
Do it as soon as they clear this pandemic up a little bit so we don't get killed. I'm too sexy to get killed, dog.
Hey, yo, Taco, before the record, ain't nobody beeping you.
Yeah.
I mean, Tex, man, you know I'm old as shit.
You know?
You know I'm old, man.
Hey, yo.
Hey, I tried to spare the OG, son. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All right.
I inked it, you know?
That's right. Hey, yo, don't forget, we the ones that everybody said that we ain't gonna live to be over 21.
You know?
For real.
All of us over 50.
real.
Man. Thank Allah.
For real. That's right. That's
Thank
right.
Allah.
That's
Give
right.
us a
That's
shout
right.
out.
That's right.
That's right. We the never
That's
gonna
right.
live to be 21. So.
That's right. Still and still got your sanity. Still got your
Yeah.
faculty.
Hey, how about that?
Still able to teach the youth. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo, listen, man. It all starts from knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Got to have your culture freedom, your power refinement, your equality, your God. You understand what I'm saying? Your build and destroy, and you'll be a born. You know what I mean? You got the whole cipher, man. You got the whole cipher. Rewind this, learn it, study it, and elevate just a little bit. The earth is equality.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the earth. That's all that. You know what I mean? So if I went a little over your head, take your time, rewind and get back because we got the God K-Bong in the house, Hassan and
right, peace.
Taco, DC,
right.
man. But I'm getting ready to now, and I enjoyed all of y'all. Taco, tomorrow we're gonna sit down and we're gonna do a whole joint. We gonna
man.
And yo, man, keep us all in connect, man, so we can do something, man.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
need,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
oh yeah, man.
Yeah, we should Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can't do that.
Yeah, all right.
Clear up, we gonna do something, son.
All right.
All right, yo, peace, y'all.
All right,
Oh,
peace,
y'all, man. I
family.
love y'all niggas,
All right.
man.
That's why I love y'all brothers too, man.
Salute.
And yo,
One love.
thanks for the invite and thanks for the fans and thanks
All
for
right.
us out there.
Peace.
Salute all my brothers, man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace and love, everyone. Peace and love.